Well, this is September 5th, 2010, and you're going to see in a second that they basically destroyed the forest. This used to all be thick riparian corridor. It's pretty close to where I have my water tanks, as you can see. The Tala. Apparently they decided to go ahead and cut even areas that you couldn't plant, basically destroying the entire riparian corridor on the left-hand side. I could see a need to uncover these rocks because otherwise you couldn't see them, even though they're as big as houses. The majority of this area is just basically wiped out. They're cutting apparently all the way around this tank here too, unfortunately, because this is where I get my water. Once it heats up, it's going to be a lot different story. Not sure what the logic is, why they feel the need to destroy it. Perhaps it's ignorance. That's my water. I imagine this won't be lasting for long because once it's destroyed, it's destroyed. Still have water coming in. For how long, I don't know. Depends on how high up they go up the mountain with their destruction. I'm sure next they're going to be asking me to move my water tank so that they can finish the job properly and take out the last refuge for the giant knoll. As you look up the mountain, this all used to be lush green forest. It no longer is. It's hot as hell in here now. This used to be a good 10 to 20 degrees cooler than the rest. This occasionally has water running through it. This is a stream. There's the rock where I keep my cisterna water tanks. It's very hard to walk here because there's so much debris. You look down the canyon, basically just destruction. This rock used to be a nice spot to hang out. Down here is a point of interest that's very interesting. Something I'm a little curious about. Underneath all this wood debris is where a creek rides. But right now, they've piled the dirt up over the creek, which is going to push it more onto my land. Not sure what the strategy behind that is, other than either deliberate or accidental. Either way, the damage is going to be the same. All the beautiful trees that were cut out. They left this tree, I believe it's a kappa. It's a nice tree. Wise choice. At least somebody noticed that one tree here had some value. Going on up the mountain now. It's all pretty much dead now. The funny thing about this mountain is, on the left-hand side of this creek, this ravine, it's all in the shade for 4 or 5 months out of the year because of the mountaintop. Creates like a sunblock. It's basically going to be useless to plant. So clearing it was just an act of, I don't know, how would you say? An act of showing who's boss over the land, and they can do as they damn well please, and they can clear as much as they want, and they don't have to worry about the erosion effects. I don't know. This forest over here needs to be protected. It's the last of the forest that keeps several rare reptiles, including the giant knoll, several species of snakes, including the Puerto Rican boa constrictor, which is rare. And if you see, it runs right behind my house, because my house is down there by that rancho. This is interesting. The way they're engineering this, all the water is going to run in here, yet they don't have a creek anymore. All the dirt. There was a mountain here before, a couple days ago, now it's gone. Now granted, I lived here for several years now, and nobody touched this for 30 years until I came in here to live, and then it was like opening the floodgates, apparently. Because people here have a tendency to take advantage. When they notice somebody else is doing good, they want to do good too. Unfortunately, doing good means destroying everything. It's really a shame. This is such a beautiful area. That was such a beautiful forest. And it is now gone. I've taken several walks to this forest. There's still forest above it, only because it's not his land. There's a fence line right up here in the corner. Just like there's a fence line right here. Although he has begun killing the trees along the fence line too, which is fairly selfish of him since they're not his to kill. These trees, I don't know what the fate of these trees are going to be, but they were planted. I planted this tree here. It's a Panapin breadfruit. They may end up killing all these too. This was a small plantation. Of course, it wasn't meant to be a plantation. It's another story. My land begins here. Those are my water valves to my tank. Right down there. It's going to be very interesting to see how he's going to decide to encroach or not encroach, because he doesn't have enough land or rocks above. It's so massive it's hard to get it all in here. The damage is just incredible. Looking back over here for a second. That's the rocks where I have my water tank on top. Because it was my thought that nobody would want to plant or kill the trees around the rocks. It just wouldn't make sense, right? Apparently I was wrong. The acacia forest behind, I don't know if it's going to be the next victim or not. There is an acacia forest up there. It possibly will be the next. Well, anyway, this used to be a green, lush forest, much like when I point the camera in this direction. As you can tell, you can't see very far into the forest. It's like a jungle. As I move the camera around, it becomes a wasteland. Unfortunately, this is right next to my house. So basically what that means is my peace, my privacy, has just been ripped from me quite traumatically. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. May it be legal? May it be a compromise? May it be mitigation? I don't know. But really, there's no excuse for this kind of destruction this day and age. It just shows how much people don't understand what they have.